This timeless narrative begins with a father and his two sons. The younger son, feeling a deep urge for independence, requests his share of the family inheritance ahead of time. His father, though probably heartbroken, grants his request, and the young man sets off on his own, leaving the security of his home behind. In a far-off land, the young man squanders his wealth in reckless living. He experiences the thrill of freedom, the allure of excess, and the fleeting joy of living for the moment. However, as is often the case with such lifestyles, his fortune quickly dwindles. And then, to worsen matters, a severe famine strikes the land. Now penniless and starving, the young man finds himself feeding pigs to survive, a task considered deeply demeaning in his culture. In this pitiful state, he realizes the gravity of his mistakes. He remembers his father's household, where even the servants had food to spare. With this humbling realization, he decides to return home, prepared to beg his father to take him back as a lowly servant. Upon his return, while he is yet far off, his father sees him. Instead of anger or disappointment, his father is filled with compassion. He runs to his son, embraces him and kisses him. The son, overwhelmed with guilt, begins his prepared speech. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But his father, full of joy at his return, interrupts him. He orders his servants to bring the best robe, put a ring on his son's finger, and sandals on his feet. He even orders a feast to celebrate his son's return. Meanwhile, the older son, who had been faithfully working in the fields, hears the celebration. When he learns that it's for his irresponsible brother, he becomes angry and refuses to join the festivities. His father comes out to plead with him, but the older son complains that despite his years of loyal service, he never received such a celebration. His father, understanding his frustration, reminds him, "My son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, for your brother was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found." And so the story of the prodigal son concludes, leaving us with profound insights to ponder. It teaches us about the power of forgiveness, the unbroken bonds of family, and the joy of reconciliation. It reminds us that no one is beyond redemption and that it's never too late to return home. It shows us the limitless capacity of a father's love and the importance of celebrating the return of what was once lost. This story is not just about a wayward son and his forgiving father, it's about every one of us, our mistakes, our regrets, and the hope that we too, like the prodigal son, can find our way back home, no matter how far we've strayed. It's a story of grace, hope, and the enduring power of love.